What's going on, everyone? Hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be presenting a video with some more changes to the Twilight Imperium browser app. So, in a previous video we saw some of the additions to the user accounts. And if you haven't seen that, you can go over to that video. But we'll log in here again as Alice. And in today's video, I want to go over two things. The first is user account related. So this is going to be with regards to the friends list. And then we're going to have a look at something that's changed and been added inside of the actual game. So let's get to it. So if you recall, in previous videos, what we've been able to do is send our friend code over to other people, and they've been able to request our give a friend's request, which we could accept or then decline. So, for example, here, if I copy my friend code, just to kind of review this, and I can sign in as Bob, and then make a friend's request to Alice. Let's do that. Okay, and we can see the friend request has been sent. So when we log out and go back to Alice's account, well, we should see the friends request under Friends tab here. And we'll also see that this interface has changed, first of all. We'll also see here that now the friends are being displayed. So Alice, from the previous video, accepted Charlie's friend request, who's now showing up. And now if we accept Bob's request, we'll get, again, that the friend request has been accepted, and now Bob has also been added into the friends list. Excuse me. So that's a nice little addition there. Now you can see who's on your friends list. But let's also now get into the game and see what kind of addition we've added to the user interface. So go ahead and enter our player handle. So I think I've mentioned this already in a couple of videos, but we ran through recently a playtest with myself and 5 other people, and I really liked the feedback we got, and I've been slowly parsing through it, trying to determine what were some suggestions that I think could do with immediate implementation. And one of the suggestions that I think is a really good one was that when you come into the game here and you're not entirely well versed in Twilight Imperium, maybe you're completely new, or maybe you've only played 1 or 2 games, so you don't have you haven't even seen all the factions yet. It might be really hard to look at the board just here, even with all the units and whatnot, and say, well, okay, who's who, right? Maybe I know who I am at the bottom of the screen, but maybe in the top right, I forget that, right? Okay, who is that? Now, it's true that you can access the player info tab here, right? And look for the black player, because that is the color of the player at the top right of the board. Now, in doing that, I get to the black tab here and see that it's Charlie and it's the Embers of Moi. So it's not like this information wasn't already existing. One of the really good feedback that I got from someone was that it can be a nuisance, though, to have to do that, right? To constantly remind yourself by looking at the the player info tab. And then when the game gets bigger with 6 players, having to constantly navigate back and forth to, okay, who's yellow, what faction is that, what player name is that, can be a little tedious and cumbersome. And even if you do get more advanced, even though, okay, I know that the yellow faction is the Emirates of Hakan, I might forget which player that is, right? I have to go and see that it's Bob. So, to this end, what we've done here is if you hover over the home system, you're going to get a tooltip now. And so we see that this home system belongs to Bob, and he's playing the Emirates of Hakan. And in the border, we even get the player's faction color, right, of their pieces. Now you might think, well, okay, that seems redundant because the colors are already there in the home system, but it could be the case that you have your home system taken by another player, right? So then there would be no black space dock here, for example, but you still get the full information of who this player is and what their color is and what their system is. So we can see that kind of delayed hover. And that's only for the home systems, since that's the only system really that's unique to the faction at the moment. So I think this is a really good addition, and it goes towards the spirit of trying to give the user as much information as possible with as little searching to do in the user interface at the same time. Now granted, things like faction sheets are always going to have to be accessed through a little bit of clicking, but that's just a result of how much information a faction sheet has, right? But for quick access, things like hovering over units to see how many there are, hovering over the home system to see who this player is, what their faction is. These are things that are good if they're rendered all within one mouse movement, really. So, yeah, I mean, in this sense, playtesting with new players has been really invaluable because it's suggestions like that that maybe I haven't considered. And, it could have been the case that somewhere down the line I would have considered it, but having the perspective of many people who are using the game for the first time, I think provides me personally, as a developer, with a lot of good feedback here. And I've said this before, but it's worth mentioning again, that even if you don't have a chance to playtest the app, if you feel like you've seen something that you'd like to see implemented, you can leave a comment down in the comment section below. Yeah. So there are some other suggestions that I'm looking at now, but this was the first one that really got my attention here. I think there'll be another playtest, not this weekend, but in the weekend to follow. I have some players lined up, so hopefully we'll get some more valuable feedback there. Let's go ahead and log out of the game here. Go back to our user account. I believe I've gone through everything that's new here as well. Yeah, I don't think I went over this actually. You now have actually the ability to change your username here if you want. It's a nice little feature. But yeah, it's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.